Hello! In this video, you will learn the basics on how to navigate PyCharm, how to run your first Python script, and about Python modules. The first thing we need to do is familiarize ourselves with the PyCharm IDE. Let's open our previously created project called Setup. Once this loads, the most important location for you to remember is the system preferences. Now this is located in PyCharm Preferences, or for Windows users, Settings Preferences. In here, you can configure almost everything within the IDE. The key aspect of this is the project setup section over here, and more specifically, the project interpreter. In here, we can see the current project interpreter that is being used. In our case, it is Python 3.7, which was configured in our last lesson, along with any existing libraries or modules that we can use within our project. We will revisit this in a few moments. For now, let's create our first Python file within PyCharm. To do this, simply right-click on our project, New, and choose the Python file. Here we enter our name without any sort of extension, since by default the system will give us the .py extension, which indicates it is a Python file. So we will call it demo1 and hit enter. And just like that, you have created a new file. Using the antediluvian yet classic method, we will print hello world. Now, to run this, there are two key methods, one within the terminal or command prompt, and the other directly from the IDE. To run it from the IDE, we go to Run with the three dots and select the file that we wish to run. And just like that, our output is seen in the console down below. To run it from terminal, we open our terminal or command prompt, we navigate into our project directory, which in this case is located in PyCharm projects /setup. Once we are in here, we simply type in Python 3 that corresponds to the Python version we wish to run with, and our file name, which is demo1.py. And we can see our output in our console. Now that we know how to run our extremely complex code, let's add some spice to it. One of the beauties of Python is its modularity. When we want to take advantage of existing code written by other developers, we use the import statement as such. Import and whatever the file name is without the .py extension. So for example, if you want to use an existing file, such as the OS file or the OS module, we do import OS. Now, we can see if this actually works by running something from the OS module. For example, print os.path. And by running our program through the IDE, we should be able to see some sort of output from this os.path, which is seen right here. To download new libraries or modules, we have two options. The first is using pip3, which is, as a reminder, the package management system, responsible for easily adding new modules to your system. And we've shown this in our previous video by going to our console, pip3 install, and then our library or module name, just like that. To download new libraries, we have two options. The first is using pip3, which, as a reminder, is the package management system responsible for easily adding new modules to our system, as shown in the previous video, by doing pip3 install and then library name, just like that, well, whatever the name is. The second is by directly importing it from the PyCharm IDE. Note, this may not always work, which is why the first method is preferred. So to do this, we simply import the library that we want to install, for example, the requests library, and we hover over the module to click Install Package. Once this is done, we'll see it in the bottom right corner. And just like that, it's no longer highlighted in red, which means everything is okay. However, sometimes this method does not work. It is important to note that sometimes the newly installed library will not immediately show up in our PyCharm IDE. To mitigate this, simply restart PyCharm for the changes to take effect. If we want to import our own custom file that is located somewhere locally on our computer, we would do it the following way. First, let's create a second file. And in this file, we will create one string variable, which we'll call var_file. Now, if we go back to our main demo1 Python file, let's import our newly created hello demo import file simply by typing in the name. And as you can see, PyCharm will actually autofill the name for us. Now, to interact with the variable inside our file, we can simply print it out by typing the file name dot var_file, as you can see per the suggestions of the PyCharm IDE. And if we click run, just like that, you can see our string. Additionally, we can simplify this by importing our hello demo import as whatever we want. And we can just do hs for simplicity. And now, if we type in hs.var_file, we will get the exact same result, however, in a much simplified way. This is very efficient when you're importing multiple files at once and want to stay organized in your head. On a final note, we can also directly import a variable within our file without importing the rest of its contents by doing the following. Instead of writing out import hello demo import as hs, we can write from hello demo import import and then the variable name. And just like that, we can simply print out the variable name as seen below. Congratulations! You have learned how to create files from within PyCharm, how to run these files, and how to import existing modules.